guys, it's a friendly neighborhood. I Henry. Welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to be reviewing the MacBook Pro 2018. Yeah, 2018. Not the 2019. We're going to be getting to why that is I'm just kidding. Okay, so I needed a computer. Long story short, I needed a computer. This was available. 2019 MacBook Pro didn't exist yet at all. In fact, I even had to wait for this to get shipped, and then I got it, and I was really excited for it because it came super early. Anyway, it wasn't even available in the store. The 2019, it wasn't even a computer yet. It didn't exist. So this is what I got. All right. So for this review and for future reviews, there's something different I would like to try out where I recap 4 things that summarize the entire review. So with this new type of review with 4 things, I go ahead and tell you what those 4 things are, and then I basically go a deeper dive and tell you what's up. All right, so here are the 4 things that I got for the MacBook Pro 2018 that I'm going to be discussing in my review. The first is performance, second is storage, third is keyboard, and fourth are issues. So for this particular review, it does get its own issues topic, which will be at the end of this video, so it doesn't taint the rest of the video. All right, so first thing, performance. To give a little bit of perspective on the performance, this MacBook Pro specifically has 32 gigabytes of RAM, a Radeon Pro 555X graphics card, a Intel i9 processor, it has 512 gigabytes of storage, which is a solid state, of course, because Mac laptops are only SSDs now, and 15-inch in size. I'm very happy with the performance. With what I've gotten, I barely see this laptop overheat, and I'm doing excessive amounts of rendering. When I do render out projects on my computer, they are shorter ones that are 160 frames, nothing really over that. I always render out my videos on my Mac because it's really, really quick. Okay, so performance. It's fast and it's reliable, which was really surprising because with laptops, just how quickly they go out and how it's really easy for it to get worked up with a desktop user experience. For a laptop, it's been really, really fast, and I'm really happy about that. Whenever I am working with Final Cut Pro or I'm working with Maya, specifically the 2019 version, I get a lot of really quick performance out of it when I'm working with those files. It's just when I'm rendering it out that I start to see that little bit of difference. If I have a 7 to 12 minute video, it takes roughly around 15 to 30 minutes to render it, which is okay. It's just not awesome because, you've got other stuff to do. It really just comes down to what I'm doing that particular time. When I'm just using it for note-taking and for just working on animations, I'm really happy with, performance-wise, what I am getting out of this laptop. With this unit, it's barely overheated. When it does, the fans work. So with a lot of laptops that I've noticed and a lot of computers is that when it overheats, they have decent fans in there where it doesn't really blow that hard, or it doesn't work very well. With the fans on this, I noticed that it really does help cool it down. And it's still not even that loud. I can't even hear it over my headphones, which is really impressive because my headphones are broken. But other than that, really good performance. So, second thing is storage. I did not opt in for more storage, and I should have. It was a big money saver by holding back on getting more solid state storage. It's really fast solid state storage. Like it's fast, and it's definitely much better performance than I got out of the Surface Book 2. And it's really funny because it's exactly half of the storage that was the Surface Book 2, which was a terabyte. This is 512 gigs. And I'm getting a much better read and write speed out of the MacBook Pro than I ever was out of the Surface Book 2. Alright, so if I don't talk about this, I know I'm going to get some complaints about it. The biggest controversy, but also factual evidence, is the keyboards and the MacBook Pros. I'm aware that there is a recall, and I'm aware that there are issues with the keyboard. I'm aware that Apple will also service your keyboard now for free. When the 2019 MacBook Pros came out, they literally added the 2019s to that list the day they came out, and said on some units they will be getting the new materials for the keyboard butterfly switches. So one of these days I'll go ahead and do that. Right now I haven't had any issues with my keyboard, so I don't want to jump into it until I start to experience some typing delays. Until then, I really want to hold off on it, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because for all that we know, this keyboard could be fine and it's just on some units. But Apple, with their amazing customer service, they were able to service just all of them. And it is now, they went ahead and just cut the cord and was just like, you know what, let's just service all computers with the butterfly keyboards. But again, I haven't experienced any issues with the keyboard. But what I really wanted to say about the keyboard wasn't any of that. Here's how I feel about the keyboard. I am in love with it. I do have tendonitis in both of my wrists, and I've had it ever since high school. With keyboards, typically with the switches, you have to apply a lot of pressure to click the keys. With the butterfly keyboard switches, I don't have that issue. A lot of customer complaints has been, oh, like you have to press really lightly. If you press too hard, you might break it, and you just have to be light with it. Well, I like how I have to be light with it, because my wrists are just so tense when I am doing those strokes so heavily. It's so comfortable to use this keyboard for my personal use that I don't even like using an external keyboard as much because of how comfortable this is. Like, the keyboard that I've been using ever since I have my Surface Book 2, which is that Logitech keyboard that I keep posting videos, I really like that keyboard, but I don't like it as much as I like the butterfly keyboard switch, which is crazy, because one of them has recall and one of them doesn't. But again, just for me, you might have a different case, but for me, I really, really like this keyboard. Final thing, number 4, issues. I've only had 2 issues so far. The first is my MacBook Pro does not charge my iPad Pro. You're probably thinking, well, just plug it into your charger. You know, that easy fix. So, for those who don't know, I use AstroPad. I use AstroPad a lot. And with AstroPad, you do get more frames per second when you have it hardwired to your computer. When you don't have it hardwired to your computer, it does be a little bit slower when you're doing it over a Wi-Fi network, especially when your Wi-Fi network isn't as strong, which would be mine. So the fact that my iPad doesn't charge while I'm using it this way, even when I'm plugging in the power with my MacBook Pro, it's frustrating when I have to use it heavily and the battery drains really quickly on my iPad Pro. With this new sidecar feature coming out with iPad OS 1 and the new macOS software. I'll be really excited to try the sidecar, see if that's better or not as fast as AstroPad. We shall see. But it's something that I would like to see change, where I can charge my iPad Pro while using it on my MacBook Pro when it's plugged in. Yes, I am using USB-C to Lightning cable, which I bought from the Apple Store, and yet it's still not charging. So this other issue is very specific, which can be another thing fixed with software. My MacBook Pro, if I have an external hard drive plugged into it, either SSD or standard hard drive, if I do two things at once, if I either try to transfer two large folders of files and not at the same time, first it will stop running, and then the computer will make a really loud fan noise and shut off. It's kind of weird that it would do that with 32 gigs of RAM. And if I am running a program from an external hard drive and put something on an external hard drive or take something off of it, the computer will crash. I don't get this issue all the time. It's just like 50% of the time I've had that issue happen. And it's annoying when I am like in the middle of an animation and it just shuts off. But for the most part, I save myself. I save my files so frequently that it's not a like die-hard issue. So overall, is the MacBook Pro 2018 or 2019 worth it? Yes, absolutely, 100%, all the way to it. It's fast, it's reliable, and buy more storage. Well, that concludes it for this episode. If you like what you saw, please go ahead and like and share this video. And until next time, watch some of my other videos.